Gentlemen, let me ask you something personal. Do your mornings still feel like mornings? Or do you wake up, sip your coffee and feel flat, no spark, no drive, no energy down there? If that sounds familiar, I've got something for you. One simple morning ritual that can help reactivate blood flow, energy and confidence without a single prescription pill. No blue pills, no side effects, just 5 natural ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. I'm Dr. Jennifer Williams, a board-certified urologist. For over 15 years, I've worked with men over 50 who've quietly struggled with sexual performance, energy loss, and low confidence. I'm here to tell you something very important. Weak erections don't always mean you're getting old. Most often, it's a circulation problem, and circulation can be trained. Let's clear up a big myth first. Erections aren't just about testosterone. They're about blood flow, nerve signaling, and vascular health. When you get aroused, tiny muscles inside the arteries of your penis relax. Nitric oxide, a natural molecule made inside your blood vessel lining, tells those arteries to open. Blood flows in, pressure builds up, and that's what creates firmness. But here's what happens as we age. Stress, sugar, poor sleep, and inflammation damage those same blood vessel linings. That means less nitric oxide, less oxygen, and weaker responses when you need the most. It's the same mechanism that leads to heart disease, just in a more private place. That's why I often say your penis is the window to your vascular health. If it's underperforming, your heart might not be far behind. So if you're struggling to stay firm, the first thing I want you to know is this. You're not broken. You're just out of sync with your body's natural chemistry. And the good news is you can restore that chemistry. Today, I'm going to show you a simple, natural morning ritual that helps many men over 60 reignite their circulation, balance their hormones, and restore their vitality. It's based on clinical nutrition, real physiology, and centuries of observation from Mediterranean and Asian traditions. No magic, no pseudoscience, just biology and the right combination of food compounds that naturally support blood flow. Here's the roadmap for today. First, I'll show you why erectile issues after 60 are almost always about blood flow, not just testosterone. Then we'll explore how coffee, lemon, garlic, and ginger can create what I call the circulation synergy. Finally, I'll give you the complete morning recipe, step by step, and a bonus edition that can multiply your nitric oxide levels naturally. But make sure you stay until the end because the bonus ingredient, the one most men overlook, is actually the most powerful part of this ritual. It's the difference between a mild improvement and a transformation. You can truly feel. And before we begin, one quick doctor's note. If erectile issues came on suddenly, if they're new, or if you have heart risk factors like diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, please talk to your physician. ED can be one of the earliest warning signs of cardiovascular disease. So take it seriously, but don't lose hope because what you'll learn today can complement whatever medical care you're receiving, and it might just help you feel like yourself again. Ready? Let's start by understanding why circulation is king and how food fits into the equation. Let me tell you about one of my patients. We'll call him John. John is 67, a retired engineer. He used to be sharp, confident, the kind of man who could fix anything. But when he came to see me, his energy was gone, his confidence too. He said, "Doc, I can't even get through one round anymore. And when I do, it's not what it used to be." He tried pills. They worked for a while. Then they stopped. Here's what I found. After a few simple tests, his blood sugar was creeping up. His blood pressure was elevated. And his arteries, they weren't expanding the way they should. That's what we call endothelial dysfunction. When the inner lining of your blood vessels can't release enough nitric oxide. And when nitric oxide goes down, so does everything else. Erectile dysfunction isn't just about what happens down there. It's a message, a warning sign that your blood flow isn't what it used to be. In fact, studies show that ED often appears 3 to 5 years before a heart event. Think of it as an early signal, your body whispering, "Hey, pay attention to your circulation." Now, before you panic, here's the empowering part. Circulation is one of the few systems you can improve naturally. Even after 60, the blood vessels in your body are dynamic. They respond to what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and even how you breathe. That's why so many miracle cures online miss the point. They focus on testosterone pills or instant stimulants, but skip the foundation vascular health. So what can actually help restore that foundation? Let's look at the big 5 habits that make the biggest difference. Walking. Gentle cardio, like walking 20 to 30 minutes a day, can boost blood vessel flexibility. You're literally retraining your arteries to open and close efficiently. Sleep. Poor sleep kills nitric oxide and testosterone. Aim for consistent deep rest. No phone in bed. No caffeine after 2 p.m. Stress control. Chronic stress raises cortisol, and cortisol shuts down sexual signaling. Breathing exercises, short naps, prayer, meditation, anything that calms your nervous system. Diet quality, whole foods, less sugar, fewer processed fats, because sugar and inflammation stiffen your arteries faster than age ever will. Muscle work, light strength training, or even simple pelvic floor exercises improve local blood flow and nerve control in the pelvic region. But today we're focusing on the fun part, how certain natural ingredients in your kitchen can help amplify these effects. We're talking about foods that trigger or protect nitric oxide, stabilize blood pressure, and help the arteries respond faster when you need them to. Now, I want to be clear, no food or drink is going to replace medical care or fix severe vascular disease overnight. But the right daily ritual can make a very real difference because it builds momentum. Small improvements that compound over time. That's where this morning coffee idea comes in. It's not a magic potion. It's a circulation support system in a mug, and every ingredient plays a distinct role in that system. Coffee boosts alertness and stimulates nitric oxide production. Lemon enhances absorption and provides antioxidants. Garlic supports blood vessel dilation. Ginger reduces inflammation and increases endurance. And when you combine them the right way, they synergize, kind of like a medical team working together instead of alone. So if you're over 60 and feeling sluggish, if your mornings feel dull, or if your confidence is fading, the solution might not be in a bottle. It might be in your kitchen. Next, let's start with the foundation of this ritual coffee. Why this common drink can either hurt or help your performance, depending on how you brew it and how to make it work for your circulation instead of against it. Let's start with something you already know well, coffee. For most men, it's the first thing that touches their lips every morning. But what if I told you that this same cup could either shrink or supercharge your blood flow depending on how you prepare it? See, most guys drink coffee just to wake up. They think caffeine equals energy. But physiologically, caffeine is doing a lot more than keeping your eyes open. It's affecting your heart rate, your arteries, and your nitric oxide levels, the exact chemistry that controls your erections. Now let's talk about what's really inside the cup. Coffee isn't just caffeine. It's packed with hundreds of plant compounds, especially chlorogenic acids. These are powerful antioxidants found in the outer layers of the coffee bean. Research has shown that CGAs can help improve endothelial function, the health of the inner walls of your blood vessels. When your endothelium is healthy, it releases more nitric oxide, allowing blood to flow freely. And that means when the moment comes, your body can respond the way it's supposed to. But here's where it gets interesting. Different types of coffee contain very different amounts of these beneficial compounds. Instant coffee, brewed coffee, espresso, each one is processed differently, and that changes its chemistry during the manufacturing process. Instant coffee often loses some caffeine, but concentrates other polyphenol, including chlorogenic acid. That means for some men, a quality instant coffee can be gentler on the stomach while still providing the key compounds that help blood flow. But not all instant coffee is created equal. Cheap brands are sometimes high in acrylamide, a chemical that forms during roasting. So if you want the benefits, go for a reputable brand, something with minimal additives, and ideally freeze-dried rather than spray-dried. Now, let's talk about the science behind caffeine itself. A 2024 meta-analysis showed that men who consumed moderate amounts of caffeine, about 2 to 3 cups of coffee per day, had a lower prevalence of erectile dysfunction. That's because caffeine can temporarily increase blood vessel dilation, supporting circulation. But the key word is moderate. Too much caffeine, especially on an empty stomach, can trigger the opposite effect. It spikes adrenaline, tightens your arteries, and makes your blood pressure jump. That's why I always recommend a smart coffee window between 8 a.m. and noon after you've had some hydration and a little food. Now, let's bust a big internet myth. You may have seen claims saying you must brew coffee at 170 degrees F for maximum potency. There's no evidence for that. The compounds that benefit your circulation aren't destroyed by normal brewing temperatures. What really matters is freshness, grind size, and the pairing with other ingredients. And that's where our recipe starts to shine. Because coffee alone gives you a quick energy spike, then a crash. But when you pair it with the right natural ingredients like lemon and ginger, you smooth out the crash, sustain energy, and keep your blood vessels open longer. So how do you brew your coffee to make it circulation friendly? Here's my simple version. Use filtered water. It reduces minerals that can interfere with flavor and compounds. Stick to medium roast. Dark roasts lose too many antioxidants. Avoid heavy creamers or sugar. They cancel out the vascular benefits. If you like sweetness, we'll fix that later with honey in the final step. And for men who are sensitive to caffeine, try half calf or switch to decaf-free in CGAs. Yes, decaf still contains these antioxidants. It just has less of the stimulant punch. Remember, your goal isn't to jolt your body awake. It's to prime your circulation gently, consistently every morning. Coffee is simply the foundation, the engine starter. Next, we're going to add something that turns that engine into a testosterone-absorbing machine, a natural acid that not only supports digestion, but helps your body make better use of the nutrients that fuel your hormones. Get ready, because in the next part, we'll talk about a small yellow fruit that can make a surprisingly big difference, lemon, and how it can help your body reawaken the chemistry of confidence from the inside out. So you've got your coffee ready. Now add the ingredient that transforms it into a biochemical boost, lemon. Lemon isn't just for tea. In this ritual, it plays a role in absorption, recovery, and hormonal balance. The moment you squeeze that lemon, you release citric acid and vitamin C. These compounds change your stomach chemistry, helping your body use nutrients more effectively. Think of it like oiling the gears before a machine starts running. As you age, stomach acid naturally decreases, a condition called hypochloremia. Low acid means less absorption of zinc, magnesium, and iron, critical for testosterone, energy, and nerve signaling. So even with great food or supplements, you might be losing much of it. Lemon fixes this by lowering stomach pH, allowing minerals to be absorbed more efficiently. This means your body gets the raw materials needed to produce testosterone and maintain energy. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant that protects nitric oxide, relaxing your arteries from oxidative stress. In other words, vitamin C helps preserve your circulation chemistry. Studies also show vitamin C can blunt cortisol, the stress hormone that shrinks blood vessels and kills desire. One squeeze of lemon nudges digestion, hormones, and stress recovery simultaneously. Lemon isn't a testosterone booster, as some claim. It doesn't flood your body with hormones overnight. It optimizes your body's environment for natural self-regulation. There's also a psychological benefit, the morning reset effect. Its bright flavor signals your brain to wake up and refresh. Pairing it with coffee creates a bitter and sour contrast that sharpens focus and awakens your senses. You don't need much. Just a tablespoon or two of fresh juice is enough acidity. Roll the lemon before cutting for more juice. Squeeze it into your mug after brewing, or into warm water if your stomach is sensitive. If you have acid reflux, start with a teaspoon and drink slowly. You can neutralize the bite with a few drops of honey or a pinch of sea salt, which balances electrolytes. Lemon pairs beautifully with caffeine. Caffeine increases metabolism and vitamin C supports adrenal recovery. It's a perfect morning handshake. Remember nitric oxide, which gives arteries flexibility. Lemon belongs in this mix. Citrus antioxidants protect nitric oxide, making coffee circulation benefits last longer. But we're only halfway there. Lemon helps absorb nutrients, but it doesn't move blood on its own. For that, we need something stronger, ancient, earthy, and powerful. The next ingredient used for millennia can expand blood vessels, lower pressure, and improve sperm health. Most men avoid it due to its smell. Garlic, nature's original vascular booster. Used correctly, it can transform your circulation within weeks. All right, gentlemen, we've built the foundation with coffee and primed absorption with lemon. Now it's time for the real engine of this ritual, garlic and ginger. These two are ancient, powerful, and very misunderstood. Having been part of traditional medicine across the Mediterranean and Asia for thousands of years, only in the last few decades has modern science started to explain why they work so well, especially for men over 60. Let's start with garlic. You might be thinking, Doctor, Jennifer Williams, I love garlic, but my partner doesn't love my breath. Fair point, but let me tell you something. Garlic breath is a small price to pay for what it does inside your arteries. When you cut or crush fresh garlic, it releases an enzyme that produces alin, a natural compound that acts like a blood vessel relaxer. It boosts nitric oxide and widens your arteries, improving blood flow everywhere, including where it matters most. Think of it like clearing out a traffic jam on your body's highways. Blood moves faster, pressure evens out, and oxygen delivery improves. That's why garlic has been shown in studies to help lower blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and improve endothelial function, all key for better circulation and erectile performance. Now, here's a tip most men miss. You don't need to chew raw cloves to get the benefit. Just crush or slice the garlic and let it sit for about 10 minutes before adding it to your drink or food. That resting time activates the enzyme that creates alin. Once that's done, a quick steep in warm water releases the compound without destroying it. If you can't tolerate raw garlic at all, you can start small. Rub a cut clove on a piece of toast or steep it briefly, then strain it out. You'll still get some vascular support without the taste overload. And here's something most people don't know. Garlic also contains selenium and vitamin B6. These are nutrients your body uses to make testosterone and healthy sperm. So it's not just about performance, it's about vitality from the inside out. Now, let's talk about ginger, the fiery root that turns up the heat, literally. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shows they're natural vasodilators, meaning they open up your blood vessels and increase circulation. But they do something extra that's especially important for older men. They raise your blood temperature slightly, helping carry more oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and organs. That warmth you feel after drinking ginger tea, that's not imagination, that's circulation. Ginger is also a powerful anti-inflammatory. As we age, chronic low-grade inflammation builds up in our arteries, a silent reason for weaker blood flow. Ginger helps counteract that process. It basically gives your blood vessels a tune-up, keeping them flexible and responsive. And here's another hidden benefit. Ginger has been shown in several studies to improve insulin sensitivity and reduce oxidative stress in men. Translation, better energy, better hormone balance, and longer-lasting endurance both in daily life and in the bedroom. There's even emerging research suggesting that ginger may support testosterone production by stimulating light cells in the testes. Now, that doesn't mean ginger replaces medical therapy for low T, but it's another small lever that helps your body work more efficiently. So how do we use garlic and ginger together? This is where the magic happens. They complement each other perfectly. Garlic opens up your blood vessels and ginger keeps the blood moving through them. It's like unlocking the door and turning up the power all at once. Here's how I like to prepare it. Take 1 small clove of fresh garlic, crushed and rested for 10 minutes. Grate a piece of ginger about the size of your thumb, fresh, not powdered. Steep both in hot water for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then strain the liquid and add it to your coffee lemon vase. The flavor is bold, earthy, a little spicy, but that's how you know it's working. If you can't handle the taste, add a small spoon of raw honey later. One last thing, if you're on blood thinners or heart medications, check with your doctor before taking concentrated amounts of garlic or ginger daily. Calorie doses are generally safe, but supplements or high intake can interfere with clotting. Used correctly, these 2 ingredients do more than help erections. They improve heart health, blood pressure, energy, and even memory because everything in your body depends on circulation. Now we've covered the science and the ingredients, but how do you actually put it all together in the right order, right temperature, and right balance? That's what I'm going to show you next. The complete step-by-step recipe plus one bonus ingredient most men overlook. An addition proven by clinical research to multiply nitric oxide and take your performance to a whole new level. Let's finish strong. Gentlemen, we've covered the science and ingredients. Now let's build your complete, evidence-informed morning vitality ritual. Do this right, and you'll feel the difference in your energy, confidence, and circulation. Timing and order truly matter. Step 1, building your circulation base, the coffee foundation. Use 1 teaspoon of instant coffee or 8 to 10 ounces of brewed medium roast coffee. Medium roast retains chlorogenic acid supporting healthy endothelial function, which helps arteries expand and contract smoothly. If caffeine makes you jittery, use half calf or decaf for polyphenol without the racing heart. Avoid sugar and heavy creamers as they cancel vascular benefits. For creaminess, add almond or unsweetened oat milk to maintain the ritual's integrity. Step 2, add lemon, the absorption booster. Squeeze 1 to 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice into your coffee after it cools slightly. Too much heat destroys vitamin C. This acidity helps absorb zinc, magnesium, and iron, crucial for testosterone and energy. If you have acid reflux, sip lemon in warm water alongside your coffee to still get the benefits. Step 3, infuse garlic, the circulation amplifier. Crush 1 small garlic clove. Let it rest 10 minutes to activate all in which widens blood vessels. Drop it into half a cup of hot water, steep for 2 to 3 minutes. Then strain and pour into your coffee lemon mix. You won't taste garlic all morning. You get the circulation benefits without the aftertaste. Step 4, add ginger, the warming engine. Steep half a teaspoon of grated fresh ginger or 2 to 3 thin slices in hot water for about 3 minutes. Combine this with the garlic step to save time, then strain. Ginger improves blood flow, reduces inflammation, and sustains energy. It's like putting a turbocharger on your circulation system, boosting your morning. Step 5, finish with raw honey, the balancer. Add half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of raw honey to the warm drink, ensuring it's not boiling hot. Honey provides trace antioxidants and smooths flavor. However, it's still sugar, so diabetics or pre-diabetics should use it sparingly. Stir it well. You're holding the circulation cup. It's natural, powerful, and completely in your control. Drink it on an empty stomach or 30 minutes after waking. Then move your body. A brisk 10-minute walk will further open arteries and boost nitric oxide levels, maximizing the ritual's benefits. Before making this a daily ritual, note safety. If on blood thinners, use culinary amounts of garlic and ginger or consult your doctor. For ulcers, reflux, or stomach irritation, reduce lemon or skip garlic. If sensitive to caffeine, switch to half or decaf. Nitric oxide benefits remain. If you have diabetes, limit or skip honey. This is about adjustment, finding your personal balance. Now for the big bonus, the nitric oxide multiplier. This secret ingredient multiplies the ritual's effects. It's dark high flavanol, cocoa powder. Cocoa powders improve endothelial function, increase nitric oxide, and lower blood pressure even in older adults. One trial showed $450 to $700 million of Coca-Cola's daily improved arterial elasticity in men over 60. Adding 1 teaspoon of pure cocoa powder reinforces blood vessels from within. No pills, just plant chemistry. Alternatively, use beetroot powder or beet juice. It's rich in nitrates that convert to nitric oxide, a safe, proven way to boost blood flow naturally. Remember, your daily habits are the true amplifier. Drink water, move your body, sleep deeply, and manage stress. These are crucial. Nitric oxide is built in your lifestyle, not just a cup. Consistency yields the best results. Gentlemen, this ritual is about reclaiming your confidence, drive, and vitality. Own your mornings again, 1 cup at a time. Try this for 1 week. Track your energy, mood, and circulation. Then tell me in the comments which ingredient surprised you most. Was it garlic, ginger, or cocoa? I read every comment. This community is about men supporting men. If you found value, hit subscribe and turn on the bell for the next health episode. Your support helps us grow. In the next video, I'll show a simple nighttime habit to keep testosterone high. This is Dr. Jennifer Williams. The key to performance isn't in a pill. It's built in your bloodstream, one morning ritual at a time. Thank you and embrace your vitality.